Hi, this is Brendan from Watto Training, and in this tutorial we take a look at the three-point turn for C-Class applicants in New South Wales. On the driving test, the learner will be asked to do a number of manoeuvres that will be selected from the following: a curbside stop, a hill start, a three-point turn, and parking, which includes reverse parallel, 90 degree or 45 degree, front or rear to curb, type depending on local availability. The learner will be assessed on their ability to position their vehicle legally, safely, and accurately. Instructional tips for trainers delivering this manoeuvre. Keep it simple and focus on what matters. Don't let yourself be overwhelmed. Be concise. To be concise means to be brief but comprehensive. Be clear. To be clear means the instructor doesn't complicate the message. Break the information down into bite-sized pieces. Don't try to achieve too much too soon. Be patient. Progress at the rate the learner can manage. Driver setup. Before performing a manoeuvre, the driver must be correctly set up in the driver's seat. This will make it safer and it will make it a heck of a lot easier to perform. Make sure that students' mirrors are correctly set up as well. Parking position tips for trainers. In relation to any parking related to manoeuvres, the learner must park close and as near as practical to the curb. The test requires the learner to be parallel and closer than 500 millimeters to the curb. The wheels must not touch the curb. Reversing tips for trainers. While reversing, the learner must check in the direction of travel. This includes checking the mirrors and through the rear and side windows. The learner may use reversing cameras and sensors to aid reversing. However, the learner must also check their mirrors and the area around their vehicle. If the learner's vehicle has a park assist device, this must be switched off for the reversing maneuvers. Safety factors for trainers to consider. Choose somewhere safe, legal, and convenient. Do not perform the maneuver where your vehicle will make it awkward for other road users to pass. Do not perform the maneuver on a hill or a bend. And do not perform the maneuver too close to a T-section or crossroad. You don't want to grind your wheels into a drain or knock over a wheelie bin. Teaching tips for trainers. The three-point turn generally has 3 steps. During the three-point turn, the learner must check left and right for traffic before each movement. Turn around using a maximum of 5 direction changes. If it is possible to complete the maneuver in 3 changes of direction, the learner will be expected to achieve this. Pull over to the side of the curb in a safe and legal parking position using the mirror indicator, mirror shoulder check technique. Steering smoothly to the side of the road. For automatic vehicles, brake and stop, apply the park brake and select park. Manual vehicles, brake, clutch in and stop, apply park brake, select neutral, foot off clutch. Observation and scanning tips for trainers. Observation is an essential skill for safely and correctly performing maneuvers. The learner must use their peripheral vision. Peripheral vision is a part of vision that occurs outside the very center of gaze, basically seeing what's out of the corner of your eye. Before commencing the maneuver, the learner must conduct a 6-point check. Is it all clear? If so, it's safe to proceed. The learner must check for other vehicles, pedestrians, and possible hazards. The learner must turn their head and check their blind spot before they move to the curb to commence the maneuver, leave the curb to rejoin the traffic, steer if during reversing the front of their vehicle will swing into the lane. Move your head. Step-by-step instructions for trainers. Starting position and curb departure. Mirror, indicator, shoulder check, first gear or drive. Keep scanning. Move the car very slowly, full lock to the right, do not hit the curb, use hand over hand or pull-push steering. Just before the car reaches the right curb, turn the steering wheel quickly to the left. This will put the front wheels in the direction necessary for the next move. Stop the car before the front wheels touch the curb, apply the handbrake if necessary and engage reverse gear. Take into account the camber of the road. Keep your right foot on the brake. Push the clutch in with your left foot and select reverse gear, or select reverse in an automatic. After checking for other road users, Move the car backwards with the steering on full lock. Look out the back of the vehicle over your shoulder. Then whilst moving, look up and down the road, then straight, then return back to looking out the back window. Before the car reaches the left curb, turn the steering wheel back to the right and stop before touching the curb. This will place the front wheels in position required to drive off. Apply the handbrake if necessary, then select first gear or D if automatic transmission. And after having checked that it is safe to proceed, drive off. Some trainers teach their students to signal right for step 3. This is not a mandatory requirement. However, if you wish to instruct this, please confirm that it is okay with your local examiner first. Let's walk through the maneuver visually. Within the performance of a maneuver, we also need to consider some of the potential fail items for the C-Class driving test, such as disobeying traffic signs, signals, or road markings, failing to give way when necessary, colliding with a vehicle, pedestrian, or curb, that would include the some sort of object like the wheelie bin example, performing an illegal act or maneuver, exceeding the speed limit, action requiring testing officer to intervene, causing a dangerous action, failing to maintain proper control of the vehicle, failing to exercise due care to avoid an accident, failing to give way to an emergency vehicle, disobeying directions from a person controlling traffic, frequently not signaling intention, refusing to attempt any part of the test, repeated or deliberate failure to follow directions, unreasonably obstructing other vehicles or pedestrians, receiving external advice or instruction during the test, not parking to the required standard, failing to maintain a safe following distance, frequently not performing observation checks. Thanks for watching. This has been Brendan from Watto Training.